Hi, Runner Story family. This is Allison Gilliard with Runner Story, where every story needs to be heard. And guess what Friday is? It's Valentine's. And your special person does not want roses. We want running shoes or something running related. So where else better to go than to Wagner's Run Walk? Duh. Yeah, go there. Wagner's Run Walk is the go-to destination for quality footwear in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Can I get a roll tide? Guys, Wagner's Run Walk has been in business for over 70 years, and they combine the latest trends in performance and lifestyle footwear with that same exceptional customer service that started it all. They carry brands that we all know: Hoka, On, Brooks, my favorite, Asics, New Balance, and so much more. And they help everyone from the seasoned marathoner to if you are just starting your fitness journey, they can help you find that perfect fit. So whether you're chasing a new PR, prioritizing comfort, or taking your first steps toward better health, the Wagner's Run Walk team is ready to help. You can shop in-store or online at wagnersrunwalk.com. And don't forget to use code RYS10 on your first purchase. So definitely go check them out. They're absolutely amazing. Go visit our friends at Wagner's Run Walk and cross that finish line in style. They're absolutely amazing. And go get the girl or the guy something from Wagner's. You'll thank me. You'll be like, whoa, Wagner's Run Walk, they're amazing. I know, they really are. So go check them out. And make sure you tell them thank you so much for believing in this podcast and supporting this run story, because that's what they're doing this month, guys. They are fueling the run story, and woo, what a run story we have. I'm so excited about this. I met my friend Laura Allen. We met through Running Mate. So if you are not following Running Mate on social media, please do. They are an exceptional company. They are all about having a buddy when you run. It's Uber for runners. So whether you want that buddy to have a conversation with you or you just want them to have your back, they've got it. Everyone is background checked. Go check out Running Mate, and you're going to want to go follow my friend Laura Allen. She's absolutely amazing. You guys are going to love her story. She is truly an amazing overcomer and somebody who doesn't quit. And one of her mantras is, we don't quit anymore. And I love that. I love that so much. And guys, you're going to learn that you need to encourage yourself so you can encourage others, which is beautiful. And Laura is a running mate. And so she shares about what made her want to sign up for that. She is also newer to running. And so we have like such a unique conversation. And I love that. I love what running has brought her. And it's also marathon week for her, guys. So this is a huge week. Let's show our friend Laura Allen some love. Go follow her on social media, as she will be crossing the finish line on Sunday. And so this was just such a fun time with her. She believes in pushing past the comfortable, and most importantly, to go and to celebrate whatever that run you got to go do. So whether that run was a bad run, or whether that run was like a PR, or whether that run was your longest run, it doesn't matter. You celebrate. You celebrate that you get to do this. And wait till you guys hear what she does for preparing for a race. It's the cutest thing. So definitely, guys, go check out our friend Laura Allen, and I cannot wait for you to hear her story. So lace up those running shoes, get ready, get set, and go run with my friend Laura Allen. Thank you, Laura, for being on Runner Story.
Thanks for having me. I'm so honored and excited to be here.
I want to go ahead and let people know as to how we got connected. And that is, so I follow Get Running Mate or Running Mate on social media, who I got to meet at the running event. And I absolutely stand behind what they do and what they stand for and all the things protecting women and runners. And so I saw a snippet of her story and I was like, I've got to get to know her. And now we follow each other on social media. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to you and I was like, Laura, would you share your story? And you were like, absolutely. So just from the snippet that I read that Running Mate shared, holy cow, girlfriend, you have a story to tell.
I was so excited to see your page too, because I was like, man, there's nothing better than just telling people stories. I'm so passionate that everybody has a story and
Mm,
one to tell, and it's always in process. So I'm grateful to tell it here. But yeah.
I love that. It's always in process. Absolutely. There's always a new chapter. Oh, I love that already.
Mhm.
So, Laura, how does your story begin, my friend?
Oh gosh, my running story or my life story? They kind of combine.
I was about
I
to
was
say, I'm
thinking
pretty sure from your snippet, they go hand in hand.
they do go hand in hand. So I was thinking about that in preparation for our conversation, was thinking, man, yeah, how long have I been running? In a long time. So even just being active's always been important to me. I grew up a dancer, and
Mm.
so a lot of cardio all the time. And then alongside dancing, I would run. But honestly, something that's a huge part of my story has been like unpacking my relationship with health through the last few years. It was pretty toxic, honestly. I had a really toxic relationship with my body and
Mm.
eating. And I think a lot of the dancing brought body dysmorphia and all the insecurities that come when you're young. So I would run when I was younger. It was almost a punishment, either like a self punishment or, yeah, I was just obsessed with the idea of being smaller. And it was a big part of my identity. So then I stopped running for a while. I was actually diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome when I was like 16 or 17. So that brought on a ton of insecurity as well,
Mm.
just of being a woman and not feeling like a woman because doctors were telling me that I wasn't going to be able to have kids. And it just interplayed in that unhealthy relationship with exercise and food and the way that I saw myself. So college, I definitely let myself go because of that information. I was just emotionally stressed all the time, and relationship with everything wasn't great. So I partied all the time and found alcohol, and that worked for a time to make me feel better about myself or feel like I could fit in more. But yeah, relationship with exercise and stuff is still really unhealthy until I moved to Austin. So I'm originally from Atlanta and lived my whole life in suburbs of Atlanta, went to University of Georgia for college. So that's a big part of my story, just staying for the most part in one place for a long
Mm.
time. And I always had these big dreams and I wasn't sure when they were going to get fulfilled and what my life was going to look like. And so during the pandemic, I got a job offer to come out to Austin. And I was like, this is it. I'm going to go to Austin and my life is just going to be perfect, awesome.
Mm.
Everybody's going to, it was like honestly really gross to think about now. I'm like, what was I thinking? I was like, I'm just going to go become amazing. Well, yeah, get here. Job's not the dream job. I'm so grateful for it because it brought me out here, but I was still partying, still had a bad relationship with everything. And then it just all hit on one horrible day that I was like, oh man, everything I thought would fulfill me didn't. I
Mm.
still didn't like where I was at. It was like I was making money. I got the job. I did everything they told you you're supposed to do. And I wasn't fulfilled. And I honestly had a come to Jesus, and
Mm.
I'd had my faith my whole life, but nothing like this day that I just hit my knees by the grace of God beside my bed and was just like, I want to help people for real and not in a, I have a job and I'll give money and donate to people that do good. Like, I was just like, I knew, yeah, there was like a story in me. I knew I had struggles. I had no idea how to overcome them. It was the first time I really had to surrender to anything because alcohol specifically, I was so insecure about my relationship with it. I knew I had a problem and I knew I thought about it too much and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, how could someone like me who seems to have a head on their shoulders end up here? Everybody all had these high hopes for me and can always saw me as a successful person, I think, for the most part. I was always encouraging other people, but I was really in a bad spot. And so that's when my relationship with exercise and running and everything began to transform. I never intended to get into running, but it was honestly something that God just brought me to. Literally one step at a time, like one step at a time. It's been a theme of my life for about 4 years and some change. And
Mm.
I am somebody who loved the control that I had. And God made it very clear that I needed to give things up slowly, one at a time. And then running was one of those that he was just like, buy the shoes. just buy the shoes. Don't think about it. Just go get your feet checked for your pair of shoes. And I was like, okay. And it would just be like that. And then somebody would be like, hey, you should sign up for a race. And I was like, okay. And then I would do that. And then I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be learning something here. And then I loved it. Like, he started really healing my relationship with it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of my story in one. You asked one question, but that's what brought me to running.
Wow. I had to take my glasses off because I started crying because I was like, wow, I had no idea. And I was like, this is gonna, wow. That's one way to start off a podcast, right?
Nice and shallow. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Absolutely incredible. I got to be, I've gotten to run in Austin. You guys have a beautiful city to run in, by the way, especially like by the river. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And is there like a community there of runners? Because there are a lot of runners. So are you connected with anybody in that community?
Yeah, so that I think helped transform my life as well. In Georgia, we would go on little outdoor adventures or places to hike and stuff, but nothing like the environment you have here with a lake right downtown that you can run a 10-mile loop. And so that's what I would do for a long time. I didn't have a community when I first moved here other than like friends that I would party with. And so I would listen to podcasts and I would go on the 10-mile loop and I would run alone, like desiring that community. And then as I lived here more, I realized, wow, the running community is amazing here. There are so many run groups there. I had no idea how many athletes live here. And so if you go for a run at the lake, you are constantly inspired. There's somebody like fallen next to you, and people are so kind too. So I have gone to a couple different run groups. It's on my heart this year to start a women's run group so that it's like specifically women. I'd love to have it be faith-based if people are interested, and just like a group to encourage each other, but along the lines of what Get Running Mate does, just so women feel safe. Because there are co-ed groups and stuff, and some people make a joke that it can be like dating at run groups and stuff. And I just personally am someone that just doesn't feel comfortable at that. Like when I want to run, I want to run. Like I want to go and I want to run and I want to exercise. And I don't want to be worried if somebody's like checking me out or something. And so that's definitely on my heart to create a community for like-minded women to just be able to meet up and run together.
Speaking of Running Mate, how did you get connected with them? Because you are a running mate. So what that means for those that don't know is Running Mate has an app. And so you can say, hey, I'm going to go to Austin. I'm visiting. I don't want to run by myself. Or if somebody lives in Austin, they can be like, hey, I'm going to run at 7 a.m. and this is how many miles I'm going. This is my pace. And they can pick you as a running mate. And you've been background verified and all of that. So you checked every mark. So how did you get involved with Running Mate?
That's a great question. And in this moment, I'm blanking. I'm like, how did we get connected? Because it just seemed once we got connected, I think it was through Instagram. I'll have to check our messages and see if I reached out. But I know I heard Dena's story, the founder. I heard her story and was just like, wow, I'm really inspired. I've felt so strongly as all these cases come out of women being assaulted or all these public cases come out. It's just crushed my heart and made me think a lot about like how blessed I am, how many runs I have gone on that could have gone the wrong way and didn't, and how I have had my own personal experiences not feeling safe or with stalking, and I can go into that, but just like in public. But I'm somebody that wants to get my run in too, and that's what Dena talks about. Is just I care about my health. I like to get my runs in. I don't want the fear to make me stop. So once I heard that, saw what they were doing, she calls it the Uber for running. That I love that. I love that. It works well with my brain. Like I used to drive for Uber. I just love things that you can pick up and do and whenever it comes around. So I love the idea that somebody could see Austin in that way too. I could give somebody a tour while running downtown. So yeah, then I got plugged in and became a mate. And then they're still building the plane, it seems like, as they fly it. So just kind of on board for whatever that turns into.
I Love that so much. But one, because having met the founder, Dena, as you said, of Running Mate, her heart just, and like you said, her story, and she's been on the podcast, absolutely incredible. And just, I fully believe in what they're doing. And so getting to know one of the running mates is just really cool because I see the bigger picture. And I wish I lived in Austin. Like, it's so cool that there is this thing. And again, it's just another way to make a connection. And like you said, to feel safe and to be like, hey, I can show you my city in a safe way while hitting the pavement together. And that's absolutely phenomenal. I love that. I'm so glad that you signed up for that.
Me too. Whenever you're in Austin,
Yeah.
choose me as a mate.
Absolutely. So there have definitely been some lessons that you've learned from running. So would you want to share some of those?
Sure. Yeah, so many. I think one that stood out, and I made some notes about it earlier. I was thinking about the word resilience. I didn't really grow up resilient, I don't think. I think that is something that I'm really grateful I've learned from running. I think that my tendency to alcoholism and choices along that line was just avoiding hard things. I would just avoid for most of my life, just choose the easier option. And running has taught me resilience and the ability to push past when I'm comfortable, which has been really good for me because I did not have that muscle. And I was honestly scared to learn that muscle for so long. I didn't believe you're going to be okay on the other side of doing something hard. It would just scare me so much. Wouldn't even try. And so running has showed me that I'm capable of a lot more than I think. And it's really fun. So that learning resilience and endurance, I think it used to sound like, I don't know, hard and boring, but it's like so fun and really empowering.
Oh, that's so good. So good. So you had mentioned you were about to do your first marathon.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Where is it located?
I'm running the Austin Marathon.
Austin Marathon. Wow, that's so exciting. Okay. So you've ran several halves, is what you shared with me. Do you have a favorite half so far?
So I ran an unofficial half, was probably my favorite so far, but it was my friend. Something about Austin is all the athletic people in Austin, or those that love the sport, choose to run like a ridiculous amount of miles for their birthday. Seems to be like what people do. They'll be like, I'm turning 30, let's do 30. I'm turning 35, we're doing 35. And so my friend she's in her younger 20s, but did a marathon for it. And I hung around for half of it. And that was my first time ever running a half marathon. But I just went out to have fun and celebrate her birthday. And then just the community and the atmosphere was so fun that I was like, I'll push it. I could do a half. Like, why not? And it was awesome.
That's amazing.
But I will say I ran a half in San Marcos, which is a few cities south of Austin. And it was a trail run. And I really liked trail running. I learned from that race. I was not fast by any means, but I loved what it does for your brain. There's so much to focus on out there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Pace is completely different.
Yeah.
Trails.
And so impressive. Road and trails are so impressive, but watching the finishing times and knowing everything they had to climb over and like the footwork to still get it that fast, I was so impressed.
Let's shift to routines. Do you have a pre-race routine?
Yes, I like to put on worship music. I love if it's sunrise or something. I like to just go off in my own little corner and listen to worship music. I like to skip. It sounds really childish. I'm a preschool teacher, so I like to keep that childlike energy and just like skip around and remember I'm excited to do this and I'm grateful to get to do it and stuff. So
that's adorable.
That's my routine. I know. I was like, people think I am a nut job, and I don't care. I'm like,
no, I was thinking the opposite. I'm thinking if I came across somebody and they were skipping, I'd be like, wow, they're hardcore. Because that's what you like. That girl she's ready.
She's like about it. Yeah, no, so I was just kind of like, I think in my head, I'm like, if I saw someone, I'd be like, she's got no idea what she's doing.
Let's talk about you crossed the fence. That's right. A hustler on the pavement.
Yeah, skipping.
Let's talk about your post-race routine, meaning like you cross the finish line. What do you like to do first, Laura?
Good question. I'm constantly thinking about fajitas.
Oh, okay.
That's what I know is going to be my prize. So I'm
Stop
like,
it.
I know I'm going to get in the car and go get fajitas. I wish there was something more. I'm just like proud of myself and gratitude and excitement that I'm thinking about fajitas.
Wow. That's hilarious. So every post-race, you go get a fajita.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like a really filling, great meal. And then I take a nap.
Okay. Do you have a favorite place that you like to get your fajitas from?
Yeah, I have a thing for a random Mexican restaurant that probably doesn't look like the best. And so there's one near where I live in Austin that nobody really goes to, but I know the people there because I've gone a lot. So go there, take it up, take it home.
I have a shirt that says "We'll run for coffee." Do you have one
Oh,
that
yeah.
says "Runs on fajitas" or "Will run for fajitas"?
I should do that. I should
Yes,
definitely get that. We'll run for
absolutely.
coffee. That's good. I know that the coffee post running is very popular. A lot of run groups do that here in Austin to grab coffee after running.
Oh, I'm an iced coffee girl all day long after a run. Like I'm finding some coffee shop,
Yeah.
not a
What's your
fajita.
favorite? I don't know. After a long race, the fajita hit. And honestly, I don't drink soda, but they had Cokes and Dr. Peppers and Sprites after the trail run, and
Mhm.
a Coke has never tasted so good. It was delicious. I was like, dang, this is good.
Especially on a hot Texas day, because I'm in
Yeah.
Alabama, so I've been there where you're like, I just need salt. Like I just
Yeah.
need something cold, salty, refueling, just get in my body. So I
Mhm.
totally get that. Absolutely. That's hilarious. Fajitas and
Fajitas
all
and a
right.
Coke.
Fajitas and a Coke.
Mhm. I know.
Okay.
I'm like normally on the daily very about holistic health. And then after a race, well, we're all human.
That's right. You're like, listen, no, I ran for this. This is my
Yeah. Like,
that is great, Laura. That is absolutely great. When you go for a run, what is an item that you cannot run without? Like it's your favorite running item?
it might be basic, but the spy belts, that's
Mhm.
how you say it, SBI.
Yeah.
It's a brand
Mhm.
here in Austin. Yeah, the belts because it'll hold my phone, keys, a card if I need it. It holds a lot more than you think.
Mhm.
Dog bags, like all the stuff. But yeah, I feel like that's my most solid go-to. I do love my Garmin watch, but I don't take it always.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's an investment, but I love it.
Mhm. What do you like to run in?
So I'm still working on perfecting that. I
Okay.
kind of work out in my old workout clothes. Like I just went for a run and put on a t-shirt and some old yoga pants and that kind of stuff. I don't have a great runner's attire or
Mhm.
like anything. I don't know. I tried to revamp my regular clothes with better quality like cotton and linen and that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
like being
Mhm.
wary of the kinds of clothes I put on my body. But when I run, I really just wear my old stuff. So if you have any racks.
No, I have a friend, Katie. She loves running in cotton shirts. I don't understand it, especially in the
Mhm,
summer where it's so hot. But she
mhm.
loves a good cotton shirt, and I'm like, okay, Katie.
All right.
All right.
Just shredding
Run.
through
That's
it.
right. Running shoes. What do you like to run in?
Oh, okay. So I was obsessed with Hoka's for a while, but then I finally went and did one of the like Fleet Feet run scan
Hmm.
things, and they gave me the Asics Nova Blast. I'm
Oh,
obsessed with them.
yes, right. I'm in the
Yeah.
Nimbus right now, but I want the Nova Blast. That's my next shoe. Chef's kiss to Asics.
Seriously, yeah, they did right with beads, and I'm like, "What?" I don't know what kind I got, like, a pair for walking and a pair for running, and yeah,
Oh, you went
they're
double for
I
Asics.
did. I did went double for Asics, and I don't think ever bought
Whoa.
Asics, so yeah.
Girl.
I
You were,
know. I
oh,
was like, I'm
wow.
now like a fangirl.
Right.
And I was like, oh, well, I used to pick more for looks and now definitely don't, more for comfort and health and stuff. But I was like, I feel like a grandma, but I love these. I'm so supported in my daily life.
Well, and the colors that just released for the Novoblast are amazing. Like I'm like drooling over them, and they keep sending me emails, and I'm like, I just bought the Nimbus. Stop.
Like I
I'm
have to
like,
put
I want
miles
the
on
Novo.
it before I can justify that.
That's right. Oh, I love that. That is so fun. Love Asics. So shout out to Asics.
Seriously, if you want a partner.
That's right. Hey, there we go.
You're
With
a
Running
partner.
Man. With
Yeah. I wear your shoes literally everywhere.
I love that. What are you fueling for the marathon?
So I fuel only with dates.
Oh,
is the
okay.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So I take
Mhm.
little Ziploc bags of dates with me. I'm not a goo person.
Mhm.
Can't do it. Dates work really well for me, but I haven't honestly thought about how many dates I'm gonna have to use for the marathon. So might be mixing it up in there.
You put them in your spy belt? Put them like
Yeah.
in a Ziploc and then put them in your spy belt?
Yep. I'll whip them out.
All right. I love that.
Mhm. What do you use?
I'm always experimenting. I haven't really found somebody will come on the podcast and I'll be like, "Let me try that out." I really do
Really
like
smart.
Carbs Fuel now. They're a newer company that's come out within the year, and we've had them on the podcast, and I love the story behind them, and it's everything that you need for an endurance run. So you only have to take one pack. So I love the whole thing, and they try to make it like as affordable as possible. But that's a newer thing that I'm experimenting with. But yeah, no, I'm always trying something new. Yeah. I haven't tried dates. That's a texture thing for me, but
Okay.
never say never is what I've learned. So
Yeah, maybe after this is a fun way to get all your recs. You get to interview
right,
people.
exactly.
Maybe I'll try that now. That's cool.
It's more like my husband's like, great. Now I'm gonna hear cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm like, I
Uh-huh.
need this.
Like, they're making it really affordable, though.
That's right.
I know that is one thing about the running community I've learned. I'm like, it's not a cheap hobby.
No.
Or it can be, but you got to be really disciplined with it. It's just there's tons of new fun things you could buy.
Absolutely. Yes. You mentioned running jams. What does your playlist sound like?
Christian rap music.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Lecrae.
Yeah, Lecrae, KB. Yeah. But so sometimes I will outrun that on a long run day. I'm like, okay, Lord, I love you, but I need something else. So sometimes regular rap, but not really. I just like really like the motivation of rap or the beat of it. But yeah, that's pretty much just random Christian rap playlists. I'm not great at making my own playlists, so I just try to find them from other people.
Ooh, I'll send you mine.
Oh my gosh, please. Yeah.
There's a
I
lot
know
of
that it's
skillet.
fun
There's
for
a lot
other
of skillet, just so you know.
Okay. Love it. I love it. I need that. I need that mix up. I don't think he's in the one that I listen to.
They have it's crazy. They have a lot of finish line songs. Like they talk about the race.
Oh,
They
nice.
talk about, and you're just like, hit, yes. Like
That's
it's
what I'm
going to
doing.
my running. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I
I'm
was
sending
thinking
it to
about that today. I'm like, run the race with endurance. There's just so many ties and stuff. Love it.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Let's talk about recovery. Do you have a favorite recovery tool?
I feel like I can relate to you when you were saying I'm trying out everything. That's the zone I'm in. I got one of those new Recover Steam pop-up tents because I can't afford to buy sauna. I love saunas and I'll use it if it's in a gym that I have a membership to. But yeah, like pop-up sauna thing. I like it. It's not my favorite.
Wait. Okay. So I have the ice pod. So it's like a at-home permanent ice bath. But what is a pop-up sauna? I don't think I know this.
It goes hand in hand. So I got it as a Black Friday giveaway thing. Something about me is I will enter a giveaway. I've always been that way. I'm like obsessed with giveaways. And I have really great luck with them. So I was like, yeah, I need this. I don't need it. It's just fun to win. But so they sent me a Steam sauna. So they also have the ice pod too. So you can get the duo, but it's their version, I think, of an affordable contrast therapy sauna ice bath thing. But it's a pop-up and it has a little foldable chair and you just pour water in a little steam thing and it gets pretty hot. It does work. It's not a sauna by any means, but it'll
So
work
you,
to sweat it out.
okay, so that was gonna be my question. So you pour it in this little tray thing, and then there's like a chair, you said. So it's like a tent material type, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess like if you were going to do a spray tan tent in your house.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Huh.
not too big, just a little
Mhm.
personal pop-up tent. And you close it and do the steam.
Wow. I
Mhm.
learned something new. How about that?
Yeah. How do you like the ice bath though? Because I was doing that and then I go down rabbit holes with women's health and one
Mhm.
rabbit hole. Don't ice bath as much as men do. And I don't know. I like the
Uh,
ice bath.
so I do it every day and
Okay.
actually do before I go to bed. So I tend to sleep
Oh,
better. Yeah, yeah. I have a hard time regulating body temperature. And
mhm.
so, especially being like in the South, it just is so hot and I just sweat all the time. So I'll take an ice bath and then I am zonked out. I sleep so much better than I've ever slept.
Nice.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that I don't have to refill it. So once you create your ice bath, they even give you stuff to clean it, that sort of thing. And now, obviously, once a month or something, I'll change out the water, but I don't
Mhm.
have to change it out every day. No, I don't have to make an ice bath every day. It's already made. I just put the ice cubes that come in. I put them in there, and I'm in there for 5 minutes, and that's it.
Oh, that's nice.
hmm Mine was a Christmas present, not a giveaway. I didn't win that.
Still gifted.
Still gifted. That's right. That's right.
That's great. I haven't thought of that right before bed. I always think of it like you got to do it immediately after workout, but
hmm
as a sleep tool, that's great.
Absolutely. Cross training activity. Do you do anything as far as like when you're not running to help with running?
So it's been a journey for me to get into weightlifting. I
Mhm.
wouldn't say I'm a pro by any means, like very basic. I pretty much just care to do functional health, what's going to help me in my daily
Mhm.
life. So I've worked as a nanny, preschool teacher, caregiver, that kind of stuff. So just the ability to lift a body if I need to, or
Mm.
keep a kid on my hip, or carry two strollers, stuff like that. Weightlifting has been more helpful and I can see that it helps in running. It's just taken me a long time to get out of that like weightlifting is only for the big guys
Is it?
kind of mindset as a woman. And then I like fun stuff. I mean, I like taking yoga every now and then,
Mhm.
Pilates. Like I said, I grew up dancing, so if I can take a dance class here or there, that's always my
Oh,
favorite.
okay. All right. That's cool. What advice would you give to somebody that wants to start running?
Just do it. I think
Mm.
that's the biggest thing I've
Mhm.
learned. It's not sponsored by Nike, but just surely take the next step because it does
Mhm.
not matter and get out of your head. I think both of those go together. They have
Mhm.
for me. I've struggled with anxiety my whole life, and a lot of that led to drinking and all these behaviors to try to quench anxiety. So when I was like, okay, I'm going to try to start running, it was like I had these crazy thoughts like I needed to be the best or start out as a 6 minute mile or something. So even going to run groups it can be helpful, but for me, like I'm pretty competitive and I have to work on it. Like I
Mm.
can just be competitive against myself. It
Or
needs to be great versus no, just start. It literally does not matter if you run a 17-minute mile. Like the
mm.
best way to start running is to just start running
Mm. Oh, that's so
and like
good.
be proud of yourself.
Yes.
Running has taught me that a lot of dang, I'm really hard on myself and having goals is great, but celebrate the fact that you went for a run or that you
Mm.
tried. I think that can be powerful.
Celebrate that you went for a run.
Mhm.
That's good. Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
like really important to me when it comes to running, training, any of this. Like
Mhm.
I had such a jaded perspective on exercise. I don't know if she'll keep this in, but like I watched my mom have a horrible relationship with her own body and just nothing was celebrated. And so that was really
Mm.
hard to see. And so I don't have kids yet, but I want my kids to see me celebrate the
Mm.
fact that like I have two legs and I went for a run.
Yeah.
Great.
Mhm. Oh, and that's some of my favorite memories is when my kids have been there at the finish line because I've wanted them to see, well, and now they're creating their own running journeys off at college, but One of the things that I just treasure, and I love Facebook memory and pictures, is when it comes up and they were younger and we either went for a run together, or I wanted them to always think my mom did that. Or I got to see my mom do triathlons, or I got to see my mom just be different and just do her own thing, her own story. And just having them cheer you on at the end was like the best feeling. So it's a little different now that they're away, but it's just that's a core memory for me, is just how important, like you said, like they watch you as you're a preschool teacher, like kids are
They
watching
soak
you
in every.
all the time. And it's like what you
Mhm.
said, you saw your mom have a negative perspective about her. And we're bombarded as women with, even in the running community, I love the running community. And we are, as you said, I mean, you nailed it, Laura, when you said that, like, you are your biggest competitor. You are so hard on
Mhm.
yourself. That's me to a T. And
Mhm.
so it's like, we're always comparing of, oh, well, I don't look like that, or I'm not as fast as that, or can I really call myself a runner? And the answer is yes. Yes, you are. Like,
Yes.
it does not matter. No one cares. No one. All that people care. And what I love about our local running community is when people finish, they don't say, how was your time? They're like, how was the run? Like,
Yeah.
they're like, "How you feeling?" Like, I've
Mhm.
loved that our community has come across and said, "We don't." Yes, some are like the elite, like toe in the line, we know who's gonna win sort of thing, and they
Mhm.
push each other and they do a great job. But for the most part, it's all been, "How you feeling?" Or like, "Man, that run was brutal." It's like you said, celebrate that. And
Mhm.
I think that it's so important not only for ourselves, but also for that future generation of young ones that are coming with their parents to say, look at these adults celebrating the fact that they crossed a finish line. That's
Mhm.
huge, huge.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's so powerful for me to watch the scenario that you said, like to watch people's kids be at the finish line, cheering them on. Like even the example that is that like your life didn't stop when you had kids and you continue
Mm-hmm,
your own health journey. They're watching you take care of yourself
mm-hmm,
and continue. And yeah, I agree that I honestly don't fault my mom. I think that I've worked on a lot of that over the last few years, just like thoughts that I had, resentments, all that stuff that you work through. And
mm-hmm,
recovery is just realizing, man, I don't fault her. I think the narrative that we're fed first, yeah, as women, is
mm-hmm,
you're competing with each other. You should hate your body and yourself.
mm-hmm.
And so it's crazy how quickly that is. And if you're not going to be the best, don't even start. Just like as women, we're fed negativity first, not celebrate your body and
Mm-hmm.
be proud of your accomplishments and you're doing just fine and just enjoy a run together. Like it's constant criticism is like what you get at
Mm-hmm.
first. So it takes a lot to overcome that or push back against it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And especially in our own, and it's like you said, you have to get out of your own head. That's
Mhm.
me to a T all day long. Like, look at what I can do. And I've been guilty of it when I go to the gym. I love the gym atmosphere that I have at the gym that I get to work out at. And I have to tell myself, I'm not competing against the person next to me. This is my workout. This is my time. Like, they're not gonna hit those reps for me. I have to do that. Just like somebody's not gonna hit the pavement for me. I have to do that. So we're all in a different season, and as you said, a different chapter. Everyone's in a different chapter, and I think that's the coolest thing about the running community. So, a mantra. You mentioned one step at a time and how important that is to you, and the word resilience. Is there something that you tell yourself when you want to give up, or do you combine these together?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of preaching to yourself. Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
has, I mean, it literally has saved and changed my life. Just diving more into scripture of I'm like such a nerd for all things Bible. And so I like
Mhm.
dive into the Old Testament and I was just fascinated by it at the beginning of my recovery because I struggled so much with emotions and a lot of that is tied into addiction. And the whole Old Testament is people lamenting like crazy people to God.
Mm,
Like they're expressing themselves constantly and David's preaching to his own soul. And
mhm.
I don't know, running has taught me a lot of that of like, man, I never really did that, or at least not vocally. And so I look like a crazy person even running today. It was like I wanted to push my time today. And so I will just encourage myself really loudly.
I
Like,
love that.
go. Because truly, we were talking about like, the negative thought patterns.
Mm-hmm.
I used to almost yell at myself, like not an encouraging coach. And so I
Mm-hmm.
found that it was really important to see it more as preaching to myself or reminding myself my identity, just encouraging myself and knowing if I can't encourage myself, like I really can't show up for other people. And so I just started preaching myself. And so I would be like, let's go. You got this. You will finish this. Don't give up. A lot of times I'll repeat, we don't quit anymore to myself.
Oh.
I said that on the treadmill the other day and I was like, dang, yeah, we don't do that anymore. We don't go the path in your brain. Don't even let yourself go there. You'll finish.
That's good. I love that. We don't quit anymore. I love the
Mhm.
preach to yourself. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'd be lazy and that's
That's-
okay. But like don't stay. Well, that's my natural state is not good. But hey, to like preach to yourself, that's taught me a lot.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. So you have a full marathon coming up. Once you cross the finish line to that, do you have any other running goals that you're looking at in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I'm just going to be so excited. I think because it represents a lot for me. The way that I'm approaching this is so different from the past. And I can be very performance mindset. And I've done, by literally the grace of God, a lot of work on that enjoyment piece of like worth and value isn't in the time that I finish and stuff like that. And so it's really exciting for me to not see, oh, I just want to check a marathon off and say that I've done it. No, I'm really excited to just know that I can do this, that I'm excited to do this. So I don't have specific ones for after, other than I think next time, I'm sure I'll be like, my brain runs in addiction. I know I'm going to be like next one. I know there'll be another one as long as I can do it. And so I think I'll hone in more on time for the next one. I'm sure there'll be a more specific time goal. And I try not to get too overwhelmed by seeing that in experienced runners all over Instagram. Like they ran it in this time, they ran it in that time. I'm like, you're running your first one. Amazing. Great. Like it's going to be hard. It's going to be good. But I don't have a reach for it time like I'd want to on the next one.
I love how you're like, the next one. I already know. There's going to be a next one.
I know how I work. I know that I'm going to be like, okay, that was fun. I'm going to do it again. And I know, even though I'm like, okay, remember, we're just grateful for the journey. We're excited to have done this. I know I am going to have the moment where I look at the time and I'm like, okay, I can go faster next time. You're a crazy person. Stop. So I want to give myself back. And there will be one in the future that you can obsess and try to hit a right time and stuff, but it's not this one.
Oh man, enjoy this chapter, Laura. Enjoy this chapter. Then the next one.
Story of my life. Yes, embrace where you are actually in.
So good. So obviously you've been doing a lot of running. So do you have a favorite length that you like to run? If you're like, ooh, it's a training run or it's race day, do you have a favorite length that just gets you? You're like, cannot wait to put on my Asics and go run this.
Yeah, I know. I'm so obsessed with the loop at the lake. I don't know. The sun hits right. The air hits right. It's so great. But I will say you can get kind of used to it. Like it is very flat. It's around the lake. Like it's pretty easy. You've done it. I do the Hill of Life here in Austin. I don't know the total distance of it, but it's a rocky hill to hike, but a lot of runners like to use it to train. And I had seen people do that, and I've hiked it for sunset before, but I was seeing people do that pretty regularly. So I train on the Runna app, and it gives me little workouts to do each day. And so I did some interval training on that, and I honestly got my butt whooped. And so I liked that. I was like, oh, wow, okay. That was exciting to find something challenging and new and really hard.
And you said it's called Hill of Life?
Yeah, it's like hitting in Hill of Death. Honestly, it's hidden in a neighborhood in Tarrytown, I think, just like West Austin. But yeah, it's great. I'm trying to think what else.
Hill of Life is great.
It's great. It's tough. That was fun to mix it up. I love the east side of Austin. So that's where I ran today. Not specifically for the hills or anything, but it's just so like quirky and funky. Like our funky part of Austin, all these coffee shops and restaurants, and there's always something to see.
That's cool. I like that. When you aren't running, what fuels you? What are you passionate about?
Lots of things. I'm like a hobby obsessor. I'll pick one thing and focus on it for a while. So right now I'm trying out photography. I have a friend that gifted me a camera, and I've always been interested, but never dabbled in it. And so that's been really fun. I have a dog. His name's Cowboy. He's like my best friend. So anything like that, we love. There's tons of off-leash dog parks in Austin, so that's one of our favorite things to do. He's a red heeler, so he's a cattle dog, and he's got tons of energy. So going to dog parks is a win. And yeah, I'm in a nerdy, healthy cooking era.
Ooh,
just
okay.
trying to make anything myself that I see that I like. And I have a lot of allergies and sensitivities, so trying to make it a fun experience and see how I can remake it.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. Any final words of wisdom, my friend?
Yeah, thinking about running and my whole story, I don't think a lot of people bring what they struggle with to light enough. It's easy to try to pretend to be perfect in the running space or any space, but opening up about what I've struggled with has truly saved my life. So if anybody is listening that thinks they may have a problem with addiction or just is like in a really low place, one, God sees you and he loves you, and go talk to people. Preferably in running shoes if it's an option. But yeah, you're never too far gone as long as you're on this side of heaven. So just keep going.
Laura, absolutely beautiful, my friend. It is. Oh, I'm so thankful for Running Mate for posting you out there and letting me get to know you, and now the running community get to know you. And thank you for sharing your story, for being vulnerable, and for being you and being a running mate and being such an advocate for not only running, but women in running. That's such a beautiful thing. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting people's stories and reaching out to me. I'm so grateful. Yeah, it's an honor to be a woman in running. I'm excited for the future. And yeah, I hope to meet some friends through Running Mate too.
Absolutely. What an extraordinary individual Laura Allen is. Just absolutely adore her. I wish we lived closer to each other. I think the next time I'm out in Texas, we're definitely gonna have to get together and go for a run because she is just precious. And for the record, I did send her my playlist. So Gray asked me that as he was editing the podcast. She's like, "Did you do that?" I was like, "I did, or you did." So that was really special to be able to share that with her. And so, Laura, we wish you the very best on your marathon on Sunday. We know you're going to finish well. We know you're going to finish strong. And we know that you're going to push past the comfortable. I hope that you skip around and then you have the time of your life. And you are facing the hard moments and you're going to be resilient, my friend. So one step at a time. All the words that you told us. And I think that is fantastic. You are such an encouraging spirit. And thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for being a running mate. Thank you for the love that you have for running and for life. Thank you so much, Laura. It was an absolute honor to get to know you and to share your story. So have the best time crossing that finish line. And thank you so much to Wagner's Run Walk for powering up the podcast this month. Guys, go check them out. They are so much fun. I love going into that store any chance I get in Tuscaloosa. And if I can, I really need something, then I'll order online at wagnersrunwalk.com. And don't forget to use that code RYS10, save you a little bit of money there. Really, I believe in small businesses, and I believe in dreamers and those that are seeking goals and those that are making the community better. And that is what Wagner's does. So definitely go check them out. They are doing such a phenomenal job with the training program for Tuscaloosa, and cannot wait to see them next month. So super pumped. And we love the Wagner's Run Walk team. We love all of them. So thank you guys for believing this podcast. Thank you for all that you do and for making running better. And to Greg Gilliard from Gilliard Tech Services, guys, he's doing an exceptional job with the podcast, with editing. He does all the things. He builds websites. I don't know how he does it all. I really don't. Teacher by day, By night, he's editing podcasts or building a website or meeting with clients. He has such a goal and a dream. And he just loves website design. He loves being able to make someone's dreams come to reality on a website. And I think that's the coolest thing. He gets so excited about it. So if you're looking for somebody to update your existing website, or you have no idea where to start in building one, definitely check out Gilliard Tech Services. You guys will love him. He's absolutely amazing. And he really listens to you. He wants to know what it is that you want on your website. So definitely go check him out. He is a busy guy, but he loves what he does. So, and thank you, Gray, for editing the podcast and believing in Runner's Story and pouring into Runner's Story. And I thank you for all that you do. To our Patreon supporters, woo, love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the Runner's Story family. We absolutely love you guys and appreciate all that you do. And I hope that this podcast grows to make you proud. And so that's what we do. We try every week to make this podcast something that our Patreon supporters can be proud of. And so thank you to our family of Patreon supporters that believe in the Runner's Story podcast. We just absolutely love you guys. Make sure you like, share, comment Laura's story. We want it to be out there. We want it to encourage somebody. You never know who needs to hear this story. And so we are truly grateful that people like Laura have come on and share their stories, because it's a vulnerable time. It's a beautiful story, but it is a vulnerable time. And so we are truly grateful that people open up to us and share their stories and how running impacts them. It makes us all better, guys. It makes me better, and I'm truly thankful for every single one of them. So make sure you like, share, comment. We love to hear feedback. We love to hear what you think about the podcast, what spoke out to you, and share it. Share away. All right, guys, until next time, go run your story, because every story needs to be